President Trump toured neighborhoods in Tennessee today where lives were lost and homes destroyed by tornadoes earlier this week. My colleague Mark Martin joins me now with more. Mark, tell us the latest.
Yeah, George, the president toured devastated communities in Putnam County where a massive twister carved out a 2-mile-long path. That tornado killed 18 people, including 5 children under 13. The storm injured many more people, some critically. Altogether, 25 people lost their lives in 2 storms. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn, and other top leaders met Trump when he arrived. The president described the tornadoes as horrible and vicious.
Well, I do have a message, and I have a message for the families of those that lost their lives. And we love them. They're special people. It's an incredible place, incredible state, tremendous heart. Already you see people rebuilding. I mean, it took place literally hours ago, a couple of days, and they're already rebuilding. I've never seen. We were flying over. You see the blue roofs going up. It's all over the place. They're just great people. It's a great state, and they have great leadership. God be with them, and we're going to be with them. We're going to be with them all the way. And I can tell you, the governor feels the same as I do.
The president met with tornado victims as well. Trips like this one to Tennessee have become familiar for the president. In the past 3 years, he's visited numerous scenes of disaster and tragedy after hurricanes, mass shootings, and wildfires. George, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Donaldson Christian Academy was among one of the facilities destroyed by the deadly tornadoes. The school's headmaster, Keith Singer, joins me now via Skype to tell us how they're handling the devastation and turning to God as the community comes together for recovery. Mr. Singer, thank you so much for coming on the show. Share with us, please, sir, what it has been like since the tornadoes. What was it like showing up the next day and seeing the level of damage that your school endured?
Certainly. Hey, George, thanks for having me on. You know, I first want to say and echo some of the things that President Trump said. You know, our hearts go out to those who lost lives, obviously, families in the Nashville community, families in our immediate neighborhood who lost their homes. And so it's a difficult time for sure. But it's amazing to watch the rebuild effort already underway. You know, when I came down that morning at 1:30 in the morning, that when you first pull up, everybody's reaction is somewhat the same. You're in tears, you know, and you're potentially discouraged and sad. But really the next phase you get into is, hey, what are the plans? Let's work a plan. What are the next steps to rebuilding? And so I might not use the word destroyed. Hey, we've been hit pretty hard, but a good part of our building is still going to be standing, and we're going to rebuild. And so that's kind of what our focus on is on at this point. You know, and really the blessing in this whole thing. Praise God. The tornado came through at 12:30 at night. Usually there's 1,000 people on this campus, hundreds of cars. And when the tornado hit, there was not one soul on our campus. And so we're blessed. None of our kids were hurt in that. Some of our families are hurting. Some of our families in our school community had some devastation to their homes. But in the middle of all that, we feel blessed that the tornado came when it did and not at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit, sir, about how your community is relying on your faith. Obviously, you speak deeply about that. Expand a little bit about on that issue.
Well, hey, we had a praise and prayer time last night, and it was really a special time, an amazing time for us in our community, and really that's part of the healing process, part of the next steps, part of looking at what's the opportunity in this and what does God have for us going forward. We're a community that was hit by a flood here 10 years ago. We had 4 feet of water in our main building, and we've watched and rebuilt this place before, and we believe we can do that again. In Isaiah, we're told that God's our everlasting rock, and so he's the source for our strength. And so our hashtag right now is DCA Strong. We've got shirts being printed up in that regard. We've got a GoFundMe page out there, hashtag DCA Strong, that people can give to. We've got, the ability to give on our website. It's going to take some financial resources for sure. But we believe we're going to rebuild and be stronger than ever. And really, if you'd have been at that prayer and praise time last night, you'd have seen that our faith is carrying our community forward.
And you mentioned right at the top of the broadcast that you're already seeing people starting to clearing debris and they're starting to rebuild. Talk a little bit, sir, what's next for your school moving forward? Are you looking for a temporary facility, or are you calling school off for the next couple of weeks?
Well, hey, next week's our spring break, and so we've got 1 week off, but we're going to get right back in the classroom. I think it's important for our students and our families that we're about the business of finishing this year strong despite the adversity. I like to use the phrase, we're not a what if people, we're a what is. And I think our faith says that we take what is and we move into that in the very best of our ability to glorify God. And so we're going to get back in the classroom one day after spring break, Tuesday, March 17th. We're going to be in off-site locations. Great schools are made up of great people, and our teachers are ready to go. Our kids are amazing. Our senior class is filled with amazing leaders. They're going to help us have a great finish to our school year.